Welcome to our Think English webinar in partnership with Future Institutes of Higher Education and Training. I hope you can all see and hear me. Give me a wave if you can see and hear me. Yeah, we good? Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's great. Okay, thank you very much for joining us tonight, guys. Like I said, today we are presenting Think English UK in partnership with Future Institutes of Higher Education and Training. My name is Dr. Gabrielle. I am the Chief Operational Officer for Think English. And today I'm joined by my colleague, Mr. Paul Woodcock, who is the Academic Manager, and two members of staff from the Future Institute of Higher Education and Training, Miss Rajaa and Miss Ayah. Just so you guys know, the first half of this presentation will be delivered in English, and then the second half will be delivered in Arabic by our partners at Future Institutes of Higher Education and Training. But also, we are going to record this session and we will upload it to YouTube later with some Arabic subtitles. So don't worry if you guys miss some of the things myself and Paul are talking about, because it will all be available later. And I do believe that Miss Rajaa and Miss Ayah are going to cover a lot of similar things during their half of the presentation. Okay, so before we start, just a couple of housekeeping rules. We have a lot of participants expected to join us today, so I would really appreciate it if you could keep your microphones on mute for now. And we will be taking questions and answers at the end, so feel free to unmute yourselves later, but for now, please keep yourselves muted. And like I mentioned, it's going to be recorded for later and used on YouTube. Also, just so you know, we are live on Facebook. So hello to anybody who's watching on Facebook through the Notting Hill College Think English or Future Institute pages. Welcome to you guys as well. If you guys have any questions or you want to get involved, please feel free to comment on the videos and somebody will hopefully respond to you during the actual webinar. So yeah, welcome to everybody and I hope you enjoy this presentation. So first of all, I'm going to explain a little bit what we're going to talk about today. So as I mentioned before, my name is Dr. Gabrielle Hargreaves. I'm the Chief Operational Officer for Think English UK. And I'm going to spend maybe 15 minutes talking to you about who Think English is, the new generation of learning English online, particularly with what's happened with coronavirus recently. And plus, we're going to look at our virtual campus. And I'm going to explain to you the relationship between the two partners and basically how we work together to bring you guys the best English courses possible. After myself, I'm going to introduce Mr. Paul Woodcock, who is the Academic Manager for Think English. And he's going to show you our 12-level General English program. He's going to show you how placement tests work, how assessment works, and he's going to show you our certificates as well. And finally, he's going to show you a showcase of the materials that we use during the lessons. So you guys can have a real feel for what an English lesson would be like if you decide to take a program with us. After myself and Paul, we are going to hand over to our lovely friends and partners in Saudi Arabia, Miss Rajaa Moumena, who is the Chief Executive Officer of our Future Institute of Higher Education and Training. She's going to introduce the company to you and tell you what makes them special and also the importance of learning English in the Gulf region and how they're going to implement their 2030 vision. After Miss Rajaa, we will speak with Miss Ayah Romman, who is the Marketing and Operations Manager for Future Institute. And she's going to show you some of the teachers that you may be working with and some special advantages. She's also going to show you the upcoming schedule. So if any of you guys are interested to take a course with us after this presentation, you'll be able to see when the next available course will be. And she's also going to talk about the enrollment procedure and answer it. We're all together. We will answer any questions that you have at the end. I'd like to just explain to you guys who Think English is, in case some of you have not heard of us before. So Think English is the English Language Department for Notting Hill College. And I'm going to explain to you shortly who Notting Hill College is. But Think English is basically the department for this college, who we basically run and promote all of the English language programs. We provide a wide range of courses, and I'll show you some examples in a moment. We are flexible in the sense that we offer both group and individual classes. So we have some online groups, some classroom groups, but we also do one-to-one specialised lessons as well. Our courses are offered both in Manchester in the UK, which is where myself and Paul are located, and we also offer it online through our various virtual campus partners that we have. The virtual campus we have is fully dynamic and fully equipped, and this is how Future Institute will deliver their English lessons. So it's, we're going to get into it in a little bit more detail shortly, but basically it includes a delivery software, interactive materials, a student management system, and also we also provide short-term visas for students who want to come to the UK. I can see there are quite a few people joining us still at the moment. Just to kind of catch you guys up, the first half of this presentation, it will be delivered in English, but don't worry if it's quite a lot of information and it's quite quick, because Miss Rajaa and Miss Ayah will go through everything again in Arabic for you. And like I said, it will be available later. So thank you for your patience, and yeah, we will hopefully cover enough for all of you. These are the programs that we offer. General English, which is the main focus of today's presentation. So Mr. Paul is going to talk through our whole General English program, how it works, and then Miss Rajaa and Ayah will talk about how they will deliver this program to you guys in Saudi Arabia or wherever you're tuning in from. But we also offer IELTS, Trinity classes, English for specific purposes, and various proofreading and editing services. So I mentioned before that Think English is the English Language Department for Notting Hill College. And Notting Hill College is actually a British accredited institution specialising in a variety of further education and vocational training programmes. They have been established since 2004, and they also have a fully comprehensive virtual campus. So we have students that study teacher training courses, we have students that study business courses, TEFL courses, things like that. And then we also, of course, have our Think English department where we do online English lessons. Like Think English, Notting Hill College is a huge global network. We have partners like Saudi Arabia all over the world, so you can reach us almost anywhere. And we are fully accredited by the British Accreditation Council. And we also provide accredited programs by Tiki UK, you can see in the second logo there, ATHE, and also Trinity preparation courses. So that's kind of who Think English is and who Notting Hill College is. So I just want to take a couple of minutes to explain to you how we have adapted our programs and our scheduling to fit with the new generation of learning. And as you guys know, because it's been impossible to hide from, coronavirus and the global pandemic has really changed the shape of education. And I know Miss Rajaa is going to touch on this herself as well later. But it has changed the way we look at education and how we deliver education. So we hope that through our update of a virtual campus, we've managed to accommodate this change in the market. So as I mentioned, we have a stylish, fully comprehensive virtual campus and multiple virtual campuses which are set up by local institutions, just like the Future Institute of Higher Education and Training. So at the moment, we also have a campus in Egypt, we have another campus in the UK, and we have a campus in the United Arab Emirates as well. So we are kind of dotted about, and I'm going to explain to you in a moment the benefits of this and why we're looking for good local companies, just like Future Institute, to help us deliver these English courses, which are, you know, top quality, but now accessible to everybody, no matter where in the world you're from. This means, you know, that we, like I said, we can deliver British courses to local people in any country in the world. So if you guys, I imagine there's a lot of people from Saudi joining us today, but no matter where you are in the world, you can join one of our virtual campuses. You can join Future Institute's virtual campus and get the same standard of qualification and teaching as you would if you were here in the UK, for example. We do have a range of online interactive Cambridge materials, which Paul is going to show you later. And I mentioned before, we do provide bespoke packages for specific requirements. This basically means that we can provide specialised courses based on individual needs. Of course, assessment, just like the course, assessment must also be delivered online, which we do through the student management software. And all assessment for our courses is actually carried out here in the UK. And that means that you're all getting the same standard. So if you study with the Saudi Arabia campus, if you study with the Egypt campus or the UK campus, it doesn't matter, because all of your assessment comes to the UK and you will get the same standard of education. We do actually record all of our sessions and make them available later for students who miss, for example, you can't turn up to your lesson because, you know, something's happened outside of class, which means you're not available to attend. So we do make them available for recording after, just like this webinar will be available later. Paul's going to explain this in a bit more detail, but our general Sorry about that. Our general English course is actually mapped to the Common European Framework, which means basically that it's easily transferable from many different countries. But again, Paul's going to go into that in a little bit more detail soon. All the courses are goal-oriented, whether you're online or in the classroom, which helps keep you guys focused. You know, you have an end level in mind and you're working towards something concrete. We also have free placement tests. And again, Paul's going to cover this a little bit more for you soon. So this is just a little quick look at our virtual campus. There is so much to talk about for the virtual campus. There's so many things you can do. So we're going to have to go through it quite quickly just to make sure we're on schedule. But basically, some of the benefits of the virtual campus means that teachers and students can communicate effectively, just like in a real classroom. It also means that students can stay in touch with each other and communicate. So there's no more fear of joining an online course and not knowing your students, your fellow students. Now with this virtual campus, you can stay in touch with them. There you are, stay in touch with your peers. You're able to share ideas, post questions, work collaboratively as well. So you as students and teachers can work together on certain projects and see, you know, the actual work, to look at the same piece of work together. Teachers are also able to assign tasks and homework, and you can submit work through a variety of methods. Again, there's so much to use on the virtual campus. It all depends on what level of English you are and what kind of course you're studying. But it just goes to show you that there's so many ways to interact with the teacher, interact with students, and show your achievement and the progress that you've made. It means that you get instant feedback, and you can also catch up on missed lessons through live recordings. And as we know before, when classroom-based lessons are happening, if you miss a class, it's usually too late. There is no recording to catch up on. So usually with the virtual campus, you can actually catch up on your lesson, which is great. And the delivery software is going to be through Zoom, as you guys are all here on Zoom now, so you can actually experience it firsthand. Zoom allows you to view materials together with your peers and your teachers. It allows you to share screens. So the teacher can share something with you, or students can share your work with your teacher. It's very easy to use. That's why it's so popular at the moment. It allows you to have breakout rooms, which means you can work in groups, you can work in pairs, you can go off and practice your conversation with some peers and then come back to the group. You can also, you know, like I'm sure that I think the chat room is actually active here. Yes, people are messaging in the chat, which is great. So in case, you know, you have a question during a lecture or something, you can ask questions. You can also give control to students, and it's a very secure delivery software. And as we've learned today, you can mute and unmute participants. So that's useful. And also annotation, which again, Paul's going to show us in a little while. So this is the final thing from me before I hand over to Paul. And I just want to explain our relationship with Future Institute in a little bit more detail. So the Future Institute of Higher Education and Training have been in the market since 1991. Their experience and success has made them a great choice for our virtual campus in Jeddah in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So they, you know, they have so much experience with a variety of courses, and they've got, what is it, 20 years in the local market. So they know what you guys need. They know how to serve you guys. They know, you know, how to deal with the culture and the timings of schedules. So they are a great partner for us in Saudi Arabia, and I'm very honoured and proud to be presenting this webinar with them. So basically, the way it works is Think English UK. We provide the programs and we provide the materials and the software. Future Institute take the programs and provide their own teachers and local experience to deliver the courses and classes which are suitable to students in their region. So that means there's so many benefits that come with this, which include the fact that you guys now get access to British courses, which otherwise you would have had to travel to the UK to access. So now you get to see them in your home country. You get to use the online interactive Cambridge materials, which are very, very nice. You'll see in a moment. It also means that Future Institute can be flexible with their schedule. So they know, you know, based on the time difference from UK to Saudi Arabia, it might be very difficult for us to run classes which are suitable for you guys. But allowing them to take control over teachers and scheduling means they can you know, deliver classes when you need them. Another benefit of this is you also get 2 certificates. So you get one from us here in the UK, and you also get a certificate from Future Institute as well. You also get to pay for the course in your local currency. So there's no need for transferring money to British pounds. You can pay directly to Future Institute in Riyal. Also, again, I've mentioned this before, but local knowledge is so important for you, especially for delivering English, because you know, those teachers that work for the Future Institute of Higher Education and Training, they know, you know, like I said, the culture, but they also know the translations from Arabic to English, and some of the common problems that may cause as you switch from one language to another. So they are the experts in this, and that's why it's a really good partnership, and it's working very well. So that is my part, I believe. And I am now very happy to hand over to my colleague, Mr. Paul Woodcock, who is the academic director. Like I said, he's going to talk about the materials, and he's going to show you Cambridge materials as well. And then after, Miss Rajaa and Miss Ayah will present their information on Future Institute and the courses that they offer. So Paul, are you with us? I can see you, but I can't hear you.
Let's try
There
pressing
we
the
go.
buttons.
There we go. Hi,
I'm
Paul.
an academic director. I'm not an IT expert.
We forgive you, don't worry.
Yes, which is why I kind of like all our all the stuff we're using, because it means that technology Luddites like me we look really good using it. So there we go. Right. Okay. So could I have control, please? Thank you very much indeed. Right. Okay. So, yes, my name is Paul Woodcock, the academic director for Think English, and I'll be looking at the general English program that is kind of the core of what we do. So it consists of 6 stages in total, with each stage consisting of 2 levels. This does mean that overall, if you start at the very, very beginning with us, you will complete 12 levels. And the great thing is that you get a certificate at the end of each level, as long as you pass, so you could end up with 12 certificates. Overall, excuse me, move boxes out of the way of my screen. Come on, move on one. There we go. Apologies, it just seems to be a bit slow for me. Overall, yes, as Dr. Gabrielle said, we do map our course to the CEFR, which stands for the Common European Framework of Reference. I will go into a little bit more detail shortly. There is a free placement test to ensure that we do place you on the right course and right level. It is free to use. You can access it at any time, though I would encourage you to look at the presentation, at the placement test after the presentation, because of course right now we'd like you to stay with us. Of course, we want to recognize your hard work, so we do want to acknowledge that, which means that you will get a certificate at the end of each level as you go through. We're very proud to use materials which have actually been created by the University of Cambridge. Many of the English tests that there are around the world, the University of Cambridge has either created themselves or they've been involved with. So not surprisingly, a lot of their material will help you towards passing those various tests. And of course, with the CEFR, the University of Cambridge also helped create that as well. So it makes sense that we use their materials. We do have a very snazzy in-class stylish presenter system, which we'll be looking at shortly. And there are plenty of add-ons as well, which includes access to the interactive learning system, part of which is the virtual campus. So first of all, as you can see, the letters across the bottom, so you have A1 to C1. This is the CEFR, or Common European Framework of Reference. Essentially, a whole bunch of really, really smart people got together and put together a common set of standards. So it's A1 being the lowest level. If you spoke in English or French or German, at A1, you could hit certain grammar points, certain vocabulary points, and it was a common standard across Europe. And of course, as you develop your English and you progress up through these different standards, it's a recognized level. So if you go to Germany or to France and they ask you what level of English you have and you say it's B2, everybody will understand what level that is. And again, a very important partner who helped create the Common European Framework of Reference was the University of Cambridge, so it makes sense to work with them. And of course, with Think English, we map our work to their standards. So we start at stage 1 with levels 1 and 2, which corresponds with A1, which is beginner English. And it goes all the way through to stage 6, which is level 11 and 12, which is of a very high standard of English, nearly native level. So yes, we do have a free placement test, which you are free to access at any time on our website. But again, not now. Please wait for after this presentation. We'd very much like you to stay with us. You can, of course, also contact our partners at the Future Institute, and they will be happy to email you a link again at pretty much any time. And that's free to use. Go and have a try, see how you do. Now, as I said before, at the end of each level, not just the stage, but at the end of each level, you will have an end-of-level exam. This is a short exam, and it consists of reading and listening exercises. And again, once you've passed that, you will receive a certificate from us here in the UK. And here is an example of the certificate. As mentioned before, we do use the very excellent materials which are provided by the University of Cambridge, including the Empower series of books. Each stage or book will take, on average, 90 hours to complete. And of course, each stage has 2 levels, so each level will take about 45 hours. And to remind you, at each level, you will get a certificate as long as you pass the test. So, let's take a look. So, Gabrielle, if you could end.
Sure, give me one second. There we go.
Thank you very much indeed. Right, I shall. There we go. I hope you can all see this. This is the Empower B1 book. This is the teacher's pack, so I get slightly more than what the students get on here. However, it is a lot better than traditional paper textbooks. With traditional paper textbooks, you would normally receive a CD, which is nice. The only problem is, of course, once you have your CD, you then have to skip through to find the audio files. But of course, the nice thing with having it online The nice thing, of course, with having it online is that the sound...
It's a nice day today.
Yes, it's a perfect day for a birthday party.
The actual audio files are actually embedded directly into the textbook. So you don't need to worry about finding the correct audio. It's right there with the section you're working on. And another added benefit with doing this is that you can, if your level is not so strong, you can use the script function. So as you play the file...
It's great that so many people are here.
So, how do you know Anna?
We were at university together. We did the same course.
Oh, right. What did you study?
English literature. And you? How do you know Anna?
And as you can see, you can follow on somewhat like karaoke. So it does highlight the section that's being spoken. Now, of course, yet another advantage with online resources is that you don't just get the audio. If you wish, you do have video as well.
Annie? Rachel! Long time no see. How are you?
I'm great. What a lovely surprise. Great to see you.
Yeah, you too.
When did we last see each other?
Oh, I think it was about 6 years ago. So where are you living these days?
So again, just like with the audio, you can activate the script function and you do get to follow along. Of course, you don't need to use that all the time. It's up to you. Now, if you want to, you can create your own bookmarks as well. So you can save the page you're working on and you can come back to it later, or save any page that you feel is important. Another benefit with online is that you can create your own dictionary. So you can type in any word you want to look for and it will give you a definition and then it will save it so you can come back later. Another function is the toolbox, which is very, very useful to have because, of course, we can now directly annotate on top of our work if we want to, so we can highlight areas, or if you fancy yourself with handwriting, you can actually write your answers directly on the paper. You can also attach files and images if you wish to. You can also attach notes. Again, these will all be saved, so you can come back later. So if you find something interesting, you can attach it to the section so you can come back and review it later. You are also able to add URLs. So again, if there's a website that's useful for a particular area, you can link it in, it will be saved, you can review it later. And of course, if you've made a mistake, you can always erase your work and pretend it never existed. Anyway, that's only a very brief overview of the Empower textbook and what it can do. There is a lot more that it can do, but unfortunately, I'd probably need an entire webinar on its own. So I'll leave it there and I'll say thank you very much, and we'll hand on to our partners now.
Thank you very much, Paul. That was great.
Thank you.
Hi, Miss Rajaa, welcome.
Hello, hello. Thank you for the very detailed and nice cover-up of the company and the program. Thank you, Paul.
You're very welcome indeed.
Hello, everyone. I would like to welcome everyone attending today. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. يسعدني أن أكون معكم اليوم في هذا اللقاء الويبينار. أنا رجاء عبد الرحمن مؤمنة، مؤسسة ومديرة معهد المستقبل العالي للتدريب في جدة. أشكر الدكتورة جابرييل على اختيارها معهد المستقبل أن نكون نحن شركاء معاهم في هذه المنصة. هذا ثقة كبيرة طبعا أولتها لي الشركة كونها المشغل لقسم اللغة الإنجليزية في نوتنغ هيل كوليدج، وهي من الجامعات العريقة في المملكة المتحدة. أديكم نبذة صغيرة عن معهد المستقبل. معهد المستقبل تأسس عام 1991. القسم اللي تأسس أول شيء كان قسم اللغة الإنجليزية، وبدينا بعدها نأسس أقسام عديدة، وجميع أقسامنا اللي صراحة تأسست كانت كلها بدعم من أو بالتعاون أكثر مع جامعات محلية وجامعات دولية. بناء عليه طبعا كانت الركيزة الأساسية في المعهد اللي هي قسم اللغة الإنجليزية. قسم اللغة الإنجليزي هو الأساس لكل التخصصات لأننا بنقدمها باللغة الإنجليزية، وجميع المراجع والاختبارات للتخصصات لاجتياز الشهادات الاحترافية بتكون باللغة الإنجليزية. كمان طبعا الجميع يعلم عن رؤية 2030 اللي أولتها المملكة اهتمام كبير بأن أكثر من 10 سنوات. الحمد لله أنه رؤية المملكة في التعليم والتدريب كان نحن جاهزين ليها ومتمكنين، كون نحن جميع برامجنا مواكبة هذا التطور ومواكبة حتى نوعية الوظائف اللي طرحتها الرؤية. بالنسبة للغة أنا أشجع صراحة، ما أبغى أطول عليكم، يعني Dr. Gabrielle and Mr. Paul has given a lot of information, and Ayah Romman now our introducer, she will give you كمان حتديكم شرح جدا مفصل عن اللي دار من الأساتذة في شركة Think English. أشجع الجميع، أرجع أقول أشجع الجميع التسلح باللغة الإنجليزية، مش لمراحل بسيطة، بل التمكن فيها عشان يسهل لكم التواصل المرئي والتحدث والاستماع بأريحية. أقدم لكم الآن آية رومان، هي المدير التنفيذي لهذا البرنامج وأيضا مديرة التسويق. حتشرح لكم بتفصيل أكثر عن اللي شرحته، مش بالتفصيل، قصة إنها حتكون تقوم بترجمة ما قامت به الدكتورة جابرييل والأستاذ بول، وحيكون هذا عبر عرض مرئي. شكرا للجميع.
السلام عليكم بالجميع. بس حابة أتأكد إن الكل سامع وشايف الشاشة البرزنتيشن. أوكي تمام ممتاز. طيب أنا باختصار وببساطة رح أشرح شوي عن اللي حكوه شركائنا ببريطانيا دكتور جابرييل ومستر بول. basically باختصار بيتكلموا عن مين هي شركة Think English. شركة Think English هي المنصة الأساسية لتعليم اللغة الإنجليزية لكلية نوتنغ هيل كوليدج في بريطانيا. وطبعا إحنا كتير فخورين إنهم اختارونا إحنا ما بين كل المعاهد إنه إحنا نقدم هذه البرامج في المملكة العربية السعودية وخارج المملكة كمان. وبس حابة أوضح إنه الويبينار هذا كله حينزل على اليوتيوب بترجمة كاملة، يعني حيكون في سبتايتلز باللغة العربية. فإذا أي أحد ما فهم أي شيء، كل شيء حينزل، الفيديو حينزل مع ترجمة كاملة. فأنا بس حابة إني أركز أكتر على الادفانتجز أو الميزات اللي إحنا بنقدمها كمعهد. تمام. طبعاً أول شيء شراكتنا مع Think English يعني بتبين قديش جودة التدريب رح تكون عالية، وهم Think English they will standardize، وهم حيتأكدوا إنه إحنا كل الأشياء اللي بنعطيها والتدريب اللي بنعطيه متماشي مع المستوى اللي هم بيعطوه كمان. فهذه أول حاجة. تاني حاجة، المنصة زي ما أنتم شفتوا من أستاذ بول، المنصة جداً فيها تفاعل، يعني كل طالب بياخد حقه زيادة بالكلاس، ما في خوف إنه الموضوع هو أونلاين، إحنا ما بناخد أعداد مرة كبيرة، وكل شخص يعني حيتدرب بطريقة كاملة على الريدينج، الرايتينج، الليسنينج والسبيكينج، السكيلز كلها حيتدرب عليها. فالمنصة جدا فيها تفاعل، وفيها زي ما انتم شفتوا بتقدروا تكتبوا نوتس، تقدروا تحطوا أسئلة، في عندكم ديكشنري خاص بيكم، ففيها ميزات كتير. غير المنصة طبعا احنا الشيء تاني انه احنا بنسويه في المعهد، اللي هو احنا كل آخر أسبوع بنعمل حصة مراجعة لكل شيء أخذتوه خلال الأسبوع، وهذه الحصة بتكون مع مدرب أو مدربة بيتكلموا عربي وإنجليش. كل حاجة أخذتوها بالأسبوع حتكون بالإنجليش، وحيكون في حصة مراجعة بالعربي وبالإنجليش، عشان إذا في أي شيء ما فهمتوه ممكن تسألوه وبتجاوبكم عليه. فبهاي الطريقة يعني ما حتروح عليكم أي معلومة إن شاء الله. فهذه حاجة كتير مهمة، إنه إحنا مخصصين حصص مراجعة تكون باللغتين. حاجة تانية، كل الهومورك والأساينمنتس اللي بتنطلب منكم بتنبعت دايركتلي للمدرب أو المدربة، وهي بتراجعها، وكل طالب بيوصلوا فيدباك خاص له، اللي هو فين نقاط الضعف، إيش الأخطاء. فكل طالب حياخد فيدباك خاص، يعني مو زي أي كلاس بتاخدوه أونلاين خلاص تنعطى المعلومة in general وخلاص. كل طالب حياخد full attention، وكل واحد عنده أي ضعف حنركز عليه بإذن الله. بالنسبة للسؤال هل المدرسين من هنا ولا بريطانيين؟ لا، إحنا عندنا المعلمة الرئيسية أمريكية، حدخل دحين في تفاصيل المدربين، وحتكلم برضو عن الجدول متى حتبدأ الدورات، فجاي هذا الموضوع في البرزنتيشن. تمام؟ أوكي. الحاجة الثانية طبعاً إنه أي أحد مسجل في الدورة حياخد شهادتين، حياخد شهادة بريطانية من كلية نوتنغ هيل من Think English، والشهادة الثانية طبعاً من وزارة التعليم في السعودية. فحيكون عندكم شهادتين لكل مستوى. طيب، حتكلم شوية عن المدربين اللي معانا بالفريق. طبعاً المعلمة الأساسية والرئيسية هي مسز لينا المدحون. مسز لينا جنسيتها أمريكية، بتتكلم بس باللغة الإنجليزية، فعشان كده إحنا عاملين مخصصين حصص مراجعة خاصة يعني للناس اللي بيتكلموا عربي وإنجليزي. أي حاجة أخذتوها مع مسلينا أو أي مدرب باللغة الإنجليزية، آخر الأسبوع حيكون في حصص مراجعة باللغتين، عشان نتأكد إنكم فاهمين كل شيء وما راح عليكم ولا حاجة. ممكن من مصر، ممكن من أي مكان إنكم تسجلوا معنا في الدورة بما أنه هو أونلاين. فبالنسبة للي جايين من السعودية حتاخدوا شهادات من وزارة التعليم وكلية نوتنغ هيل، أما اللي جايين من برا حياخدوا بس شهادات اللي هي نوتنغ هيل كوليدج من بريطانيا، شهادة دولية. فممكن من أي مكان. تمام؟ طيب، فبالنسبة لمسز لينا خليني بس شوي أتكلم عنها. اللي هي المدربة الرئيسية لينا، عندها bachelor's degree أو درجة البكالوريا in English literature، وعندها كمان ماسترز ديجري اللي هي درجة الماجستير بتخصصين، تخصص أدب إنجليزي وتخصص علم النفس، كله من أمريكا. وبرضو عندها دبلومات تدريب اللغة الإنجليزية لغير الناطقين، يعني هي متخصصة إنها تدرس اللغة الإنجليزية للناس اللي مش اللغة الإنجليزية هي اللغة الأساسية ليهم. فطبعا هذه الحاجة بيعلموا فيها يعني أساليب معينة، كيف إنه الطالب يقدر يتمكن من اللغة. وبرضو عندها شهادة تؤهلها إنها تدرس الآيلتس، فإن شاء الله إذا في أي أحد كمان interested إنه ياخذ امتحان الآيلتس برضو هي مؤهلة إنها تدرسه، وعندها فوق 12 سنة خبرة. طيب في سؤال، الشهادات متى توصلنا؟ حتوصل الشهادات أول ما تخلصوا الليفل إن شاء الله. إحنا بنقدم مع Think English وبيبعتوا لنا الشهادات من بريطانيا، وإن شاء الله على طول نبعت لكم هي. طيب هذه بالنسبة لمسز لينا. وعندنا كمان المدرب شادي، برضو عنده درجة البكالوريا بإنجليش ليتريتشر اللي هو أدب إنجليزي، وعنده شهادات Proficiency in English as a Second Language، برضو يعني شهادة تؤهله إنه يعلم اللغة الإنجليزية للغير ناطقين، وعنده فوق 18 سنة خبرة كمعلم إنجليزي. فطبعا فخورين كتير بالمدربين اللي معانا بالقسم. اللي من السعودية ما إلا اللي من السعودية إلهم شهادة دولية وشهادة محلية، شهادتين. أنا رح أترك بليز الأسئلة بس للآخر، خليني أخلص وحاخد كل أسئلتكم. تمام؟ طيب بالنسبة للجدول الجاي، طبعاً أول حاجة حتعملوا assessment test اللي هو امتحان تحديد مستوى، وعليها طبعاً كل واحد بيعرف المستوى تبعه والليفل تبعه. فقدامكم هلا في عرض الجدول السكجول اللي هو متى الليفلز حتبدأ، الليفلز الجاية. عندنا البيجنرز أو هو المستوى الأساسي ليفل 0 1 2 المبتدئ حيبدأ ب20 سبتمبر، ب20 سبتمبر إن شاء الله. وعندنا المستوى الثالث حيبدأ ب30 أغسطس اللي هو آخر هذا الشهر، والمستوى الرابع 29 سبتمبر. طبعا الجدول هي زي ما أنتم شايفين، وإحنا عاملين عروض وباكجات للمستويات. كمان حاجة تانية مهمة إنه إحنا تأكدنا إنه نعمل التوقيت كله بالمساء. سابقاً كانت كلاساتنا بالنهار، حالياً عم نسويه بالمساء مشان يكون available للناس اللي بتشتغل، للناس اللي بتروح مدارس أو إيش مكان. فأكترية الكلاسات بالمساء. تمام. بالنسبة للأسعار والعروض، إحنا أي مستوى هو عبارة عن 45 ساعة، سعره 695 ريال زائد الضريبة، يعني 695 غير شامل الضريبة. عاملين عرض اللي هو المستويين ب999. وبالنسبة للبيجنرز اللي هم المبتدئين، غير المستويين ب999 كمان حياخدوا ليفل 0 فري. ليفل 0 اللي هو التمهيدي للناس اللي أبداً من الصفر اللغة الإنجليزية، حياخدوه مجاناً، وبعدين يدخلوا على ليفل 1 وليفل 2 وبرضو عليه عرض اللي هو 999. فعاملين باكج للمبتدئ وباكج للمتوسط أو التأسيسي وباكج للمتوسط. فهذه هي تقريباً كل المعلومات اللي تحتاجوا تعرفوها. إذا في أي سؤال ممكن أجاوب عليه. حابة كمان أفرجيكم بعض من آراء المتدربين اللي كانوا معانا في الكورس الماضي. طبعاً هي كانت أول تجربة لينا مع Think English، والحمد لله إنها كانت تجربة كتير successful، فمبسوطين إنه حنكمل معاهم. فهذا شوي من آراء المتدربين اللي كانوا معانا الكورس الماضي، وأتوقع في منهم حاضرين الويبينار كمان. تمام. بالنسبة لسؤال اختبار تحديد المستوى أونلاين، نعم. لا، أنت ممكن تسوي اختبار تحديد المستوى، وبناء على أي ليفل أنت تسجلي على الليفل اللي بناسبك. طيب في فيديو بسيط كمان بيشرح عن الفيز. I spoke about the fees, Mr. Ziad, as you can see here in this table. So any level is 695 Saudi riyals plus VAT, and then you have packages الاختبار مجاني. اختبار تحديد المستوى is free. The assessment test is free to determine the level. If there is anyone that doesn't speak Arabic and you have any questions, you can please leave your questions in the chat box and I can answer them as well. تمام. بالنسبة لطريقة التسجيل طبعا بتتواصلوا معنا. أول حاجة حينبعث لكم امتحان تحديد المستوى، وبعد ما ينبعث لكم تحديد المستوى وتخلصوا الامتحان ببين أنتوا أي ليفل، بيتم طبعا الدفع من خلال بانك ترانسفير، وبعدين حينبعث لكم لما أول ما يتم الدفع حينبعث لكم كل الأشياء اللي تحتاجوها، طبعا زي اللي شفتوه قبل شوي اللي هو الأونلاين بوكس والورك بوك وكل حاجة تحتاجوه. وكمان غير الأشياء اللي شفتوها إحنا كمان بنقدم presentations عن الجرامر، يعني في كثير أشياء إن شاء الله رح تستلموها. ينعمل جروب على الواتساب وبنبعث لكم زوم لينك كل يوم عشان تدخلوا وتحضروا المحاضرة. حاعرض لكم فيديو بسيط كمان بيشرح شوية زيادة عن البرنامج. ما في صوت، بعتذر. طيب أنا حرجع نبعث لكم لكل الناس اللي كانوا معنا على الواتساب جروب، حينبعث لكم الفيديو مع صوت، بس هو عشان هلأ على الزوم. وإذا في أي سؤال ممكن كمان أخذ الأسئلة هلأ. في أي حد عنده أي سؤال؟ الدراسة في من 4 ل7 وفي من 7 ل10 حسب المستوى وحسب الجدول. أستاذ محمد. تمام. طبعا الويبينار هذا نفسه مع الترجمة برجع بعيد رح يكون موجود على اليوتيوب وعلى صفحات التواصل الاجتماعي مع الترجمة، فإن شاء الله كل المعلومات حتكون موجودة. بالنسبة لتاريخ كم تبدأ الدورة حاعرض لكم الجدول تاني، جدول الدورات اللي هو هذا. وبرضه ممكن تتواصلوا مع فريق خدمة العملاء عندنا. دحين حاعطيكم كل الأرقام. تاريخ اوكي. A link to join the courses. Moumena, the link will be sent to you on the same day. يعني بعد ما تسجلي للكورس حتدخلي في جروب على الواتساب وكل يوم حينبعث لك اللينك تبع الزوم عشان تدخلي وتحضري المحاضرة. اوكي. اللي مهتم انه يحضر ديمو كلاس كمان في امكانية انه احنا ندخلكم ديمو كلاس فور فري. تدخلوا وتشوفوا كيف الكلاس بيتم. فاللي interested please ابعتوا لي مسج او اتركوا لي مسج انه I'm interested على الشات بوكس او تواصلوا معنا. انا حترك لكم هلا ارقامنا وصفحات التواصل الاجتماعي اللي هو هون. فممكن تتواصلوا معنا واي حدا interested او اي تفاصيل زياده تحتاجوها ممكن انه احنا نجاوب عليها كمان. اوكي. لا استاذ محمد تقدر تسوي اختبار تحديد المستوى باي وقت، فانت بس تواصل معنا على ارقام التواصل اللي موجودين هون. ممكن كمان تتواصل على الواتساب اذا انت من خارج السعوديه. حينبعث لك امتحان تحديد المستوى باي ايميل مجانا تسويه وبعدين تقرر إذا حابب تسجل معنا ولا لا. تحديد المستوى قبل التسجيل. تمام. Okay, any other questions? طيب إذا ما في أي أسئلة تانية أنا حسب لكم هذه الصفحة فيها أرقام التواصل ومواقع التواصل الاجتماعي للمعهد. طبعا أرجع أكرر إنه مو بس من داخل السعودية، من داخل ومن خارج السعودية، بس الشهادة المحلية للي داخل السعودية. شهادة من وزارة التعليم وشهادة دولية من كلية نوتنغ هيل كوليدج من Think English. هذه بتنعطى للجميع، الشهادة الدولية للجميع. إذا في أي سؤال تاني طبعا ممكن ترجعوا تتواصلوا معنا بأي وقت. هو البرنامج كامل عبارة عن 12 مستوى. You're welcome. Thank you أميمة.
شكرا أستاذة آية.
عفوا.
يعني كفيتي ووفيتي، أعطيتي جميع البيانات بإسهاب ما شاء الله.
Thank
في
you.
أحد عنده أي سؤال؟ نشكر حضوركم ونتطلع أن نشوفكم ونتعرف عليكم جميعا معنا بإذن الله. Thank you, Dr. Gabrielle.
Thank you, Dr. Gabrielle and Mr. Paul.
Thank you guys very much. That was fantastic, and special thanks to everybody for joining the webinar through the Zoom, but also a special shout out to everybody who joined us through Facebook. Thank you very much, and of course the biggest thanks of all for Miss Rajaa and Miss Ayah for their lovely presentation and the wonderful work that they've done so far.
I have to say something in front of all that we've seen a lot of support from you all in Think English. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to your team. Thank you, Paul, for presenting as well and giving us all full information. And anyone, if you have any questions about today's webinar, the details are in front of you here. But you can also contact Think English on the website as well. But if you want to sign up for any of these courses, contact Future Institute directly and they will be more than happy to help you. So thank you, everybody. Does anyone have any final comments? Or are we good?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, guys. Stay in touch.
Stay safe and have a good night.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.